Welcome to Classic Rewind. I got a new phone with a new camera, new videos. I don't know how it's going to turn out. That's why I haven't been able to put any videos up lately. But I'm working on the driver's side door. My name's Harry, if I haven't mentioned that. And I'm trying to get the gaps right. This side is a little different than the passenger side. I had to put a little bit of metal all the way down the edge of the bottom of the door here. I had to cut the front over here by the fender, and I'll show you that. I had to pull this out a little bit so I could get that nice body line like I did on the other side. And then I had to cut the back side of the door over here on the bottom because it was touching the quarter panel. I didn't have enough space, so I had to cut that, and I welded it and filled it in. I'm gonna bring you down here. I started grinding the inside. I have to do the outer side of the door, and I'm gonna show you that when I'm basically done. There's no need to, I mean, I could bring you down here and show you the door and everything I'm working on. I'm using my little 36-inch angle grinder. 36-inch grit angle grinder to get this all taken care of. I got my grinder here, my angle grinder to get in there, clean that up as well. And I'm going to show you this, and this is going to be a quick video just to show you the door. I put it up, I adjusted everything, I oblonged the holes here and over here, and that gave me more room to move it in and out, which I actually needed. And this is a long progress video here, and it just takes a lot of time, and I just want to show you what this looks like. All right, here's where I had to shave the door down a little bit right here, and then I welded it and then grinded it. I still have to grind more up here to get it nice and smooth. And then this is all the welding I did all the way down, and then I just got to clean it up. See, I started to grind it. See how this is right here, but I put a piece of metal in here, filler rod actually it's called, and I started welding in between, filled that all up, and then this is where I added metal, and you could see the difference from the space here. You see how wide that is? So I added metal all the way up, and I have to add more. As you can see right here, it ends, and I have to add just a little bit just to blend that. But I could do that while it's on the car. I just want to clean this up so it looks really good when I put it on and test fit it, and if I have to add more metal, I will. But I just wanted to give you a little update, and that's it. So let's get going on grinding this down. I just got done using my DA grinder, or I'm sorry, DA sander. What I do with this, so you know, is to get it fairly straight, okay? Because you're using the angle grinder and it's, you know, digging in and it's leaving a little imperfections. So the only way really to get it straight is to use either an air file or a DA sander because of the firmness, and you got like 5 inches here. So what that does is it makes it pretty much flat and even. I know I got to put some filler in here to make it a cleaner 3/16 gap, but that's for another video. But anyway, what I'm doing here is trying to get it as smooth and as straight as possible. I don't have a straight edge over here at the time, but anyway, you put a straight edge on here, and I mean, it depends on how good you really want to get it with the metal, and then with the filler later on. Right now, I'm pretty good with the angle that I want. The round bead, you want that round edge because the filler does not like square edges. You want to be able to have a nice, clean, round edge that your filler will bond to. The other thing I forgot to mention is when you do your adjusting on your doors and your quarter panel, these are new hinges. I bought these brand new. So the bushings are new, and there's no play in them, so to speak, but these are heavy doors. My point that I'm getting at is that when you line up your body lines, make sure you weigh your doors. These are shells, so there's nothing in here. There's no glass, there's no mechanisms, there's no handles. So it's about 20 pounds if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I don't remember. But I will do that. I would weigh all the mechanisms, the handles, the wing window, the glass, all that gets weighed. And what I do is I put it in sandbags, and you lay the sandbags in there across the door, try to equal the weight. So when you line up your body lines, the door is weighed properly when you do your final adjustment on your door. Because without the glass in there, and if you have old hinges, the new hinges not so much, but they do give a little because of the weight of the door. It's a heavy door. So think about that when you're at this stage of your build. Right now, this door is pretty much set up and done with the, I sanded the backside here. I just have to clean it up a little bit. But right here, it's pretty much done. I got to clean this up a little bit. I added a little more metal here. Clean this up, run my DA through here, see where it's low, see if I missed any pinholes. I see there's one right here I got to clean up. So there will be a couple little spots I got to touch up, but for the most part, this door is ready to get put back on the car and readjusted. So I'm going to bring you down here and show you. Okay, here where I haven't cleaned it up yet, but I got to sand this and make sure it's smooth. And if you look, you got that nice edge right in here where that needs to be crisp. So just like this is over here. So you just clean this up with your grinder or your angle grinder, whatever you're using. But then when you come down here, as you can see, you got to just fill that in nicely and then follow that edge. There's a lot of shadows in here, so that looks like it needs a little bit, but as you get closer, you can see it's just a little high, so that just got to get grinded down a little more. But that's where I touched up. You can see the heat. So you got to clean that up a little bit more. Other than that, let me show you where it needs more weld. Right in here. See, there you go. Right in there, there's a little shadow. You see that? That needs a little bit of weld right in there to clean that edge up. Other than that, it's actually really nice. So if you have any questions or comments, you know, right in there you need some. That's some heat from the other side there. I might put a little bit of weld in there just to finish that edge off. But you could see how nicely that whole edge came out with some metal that I did. So that's it. So pretty much I'm almost done, and then I could hang it. So once I'm gonna do that, I'll turn the video back on. See, right now this door is about a 32nd of an inch higher than the quarter panel. I didn't put the weather stripping in yet. I have to do that. But I didn't weigh it down either. So I'm gonna push this in, and I am gonna be right back. There you have, I put 3 bags of sand in the door to weigh it down, and I gotta put 2 more of these. And like I mentioned, I weighed it down to about 39.5 pounds. Well, that's going to include all the mechanisms like I mentioned. So here we are, trying to space it out so it's not all one weight. And then when you close the door, I'll show you here. There, you see how it dropped a little bit right there? It's not locked in all the way, but look at how much it dropped from weighing the door down with the sand. Yeah, granted, it's not symmetrical and equal weight because most of the weight is in the front of the door over here with the wing window and everything else. That's why I try to keep everything towards the front. But as you can see, the door did drop quite a bit. So you have to make sure that that weight of the door is not interfering when you do all your gaps and your body. So let me take everything back out and I'll show you what it looks like. I just got done taking all the sandbags out, and let me shut the door again and show you. See, now that looks really good. So you just have to make sure that when you weigh this door down, that it's not, I'm sorry, when you do all the body work on this door, that's not going to move that much. And as you can see, the gap on that door, which I just got done welding everything, is pretty nice. So that came out really good there. I still have to do a little bit of work right in here, and this door got to come out a little bit just to fix that imperfection of the body lines. So I'm kind of happy with that. But down here, if you look, this has to get grinded because I added about 1/8 of an inch, which is no good. It's hitting the rocker. So I do have to raise the door a little bit, but that's all I have to do really. So I'm gonna turn the camera off, and I'm gonna do a little more adjustments and probably do a little more filler, metal filling and welding. So just wanted to show you that. See how nice it lines up here. Okay, see that gap right there is really nice. But as you can see, it has to come a little bit to the front, so that gap is equal. But there you go. It's looking really good. It's coming along. But I just wanted to mention all those little things that I do. Okay, here we are with the weather stripping I installed. That's the other thing you need to do, is weigh the door down, put your weather stripping on. That other side over there is pretty much ready for me to go. That is the reason why I did not do this because I wanted to do both doors at the same time. But that being said, I installed the weather stripping, and weather stripping, if you do not know, it takes a little bit to break in and to contour to the doors. So when you close it, everything should line up flush. So now you want to make sure that this door is where you want it, where you start putting your body filler in. So basically that's where I want the door to be. Okay, just like that. It's slightly high, like I mentioned up here, and when I weigh it down with the sand, it's going to bring it flush. So that's exactly where I want it. And over here, the gap is fairly good. Like I mentioned earlier, that I got to sand the bottom of this because I put a 1/8 inch metal rod in here. So I have to make sure that that lines up perfectly. And I got to sand a little bit of that down to get it to where it lines up straight. I have, that is pretty much done right there. I like that body line. So I'm going to finish it off with some filler. And then I got to do more metal work on the corner, like I mentioned here, of the quarter panel. It's a little high. Here it's a little high, here's a little low, so I got to pull that out and adjust that accordingly. And other than that, this whole line right here is fairly perfect, except for right here. There's a big bump, so I gotta figure out if it needs to go in or it needs to come out, but that's what I need to do. So other than that, I'm ready to rock and roll. If you have any questions or comments, let me know, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. So I'm going to conclude the video for this door, and like I said, if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one.